Let's start with a simple picture. You wake up in the morning, your coffee is brewing, and that familiar aroma fills the room. For decades, this ritual has been the same. Pour the coffee, maybe add a splash of cream, maybe a bit of sugar, and then start your day. But what if I told you that with one tiny addition, something so simple you can stir it right into that morning cup, you could actually fight back against one of the biggest threats to aging: muscle loss. Now I want you to imagine this. Every year after the age of 60, your muscles are slowly shrinking. The medical term is sarcopenia, and it's the reason why climbing stairs feels harder, why carrying groceries can feel heavier, why balance becomes shaky, and why recovery after a fall is so much slower. Sarcopenia doesn't just steal your strength, it steals your independence. And here's the shocking truth: by the time you reach your 70s, you may have already lost up to 30% of your muscle mass. That is not just about looking weaker, it's about living weaker. But here is the breakthrough. New research shows that certain natural nutrients can trigger muscle regeneration, literally rebuilding and protecting muscle fibers, even without traditional exercise. And one of the easiest ways to deliver those nutrients into your body is through something you already drink every morning: coffee. So what is this ingredient? It's not sugar. It's not cream. It's not a fancy supplement. It's protein peptides, and one of the richest, most overlooked sources comes from collagen peptides. Collagen is not just for skin or joints. Studies have shown that collagen peptides, when combined with the natural caffeine in coffee, can stimulate muscle protein synthesis. That means your body begins repairing, rebuilding, and strengthening muscle tissue even while you sit at the breakfast table. Think about that for a moment. Instead of just sipping coffee that perks up your mind, you're sipping a cup that also feeds your muscles. In fact, clinical studies published in peer-reviewed journals have shown that older adults who added collagen peptides to their morning routine gained significant improvements in muscle mass and strength, even with minimal exercise. That is extraordinary. Now you may wonder, why collagen peptides? Why not just eat more chicken or steak or eggs? The answer is simple. As we age, our body becomes less efficient at absorbing and converting traditional protein into usable muscle fuel. But peptides are already broken down into smaller building blocks, making them much easier for your body to use immediately. It's like giving your muscles pre-digested nutrition, fuel that gets to work right away. And here's where coffee plays a surprising role. Caffeine isn't just a wake-up drug. Research shows it enhances blood flow and improves the delivery of amino acids, the building blocks of muscle, throughout the body. So when you pair collagen peptides with coffee, you're creating the perfect synergy. Caffeine opens the road and the peptides ride straight to your muscles. Now let me give you a picture you can hold on to. Imagine yourself stirring a scoop of collagen peptides into your morning cup. Within weeks, instead of struggling with stiffness when you get up from a chair, you rise more easily. Instead of hesitating on the stairs, your legs carry you with steadiness. Instead of losing balance when you reach for something, you feel grounded, stronger, and safer. These are not distant dreams. They are the real-life results of muscle protection and regrowth. But let me be clear, there's a mistake many people make. They add collagen peptides, but sabotage the benefits by loading their coffee with too much sugar or flavored creamers. Sugar promotes inflammation, which damages muscle fibers and counteracts the very healing you're trying to achieve. So here's the secret. Add peptides, skip the sugar. If you want flavor, use cinnamon. Not only does it enhance taste, but it also improves insulin sensitivity, which helps your muscles absorb more nutrients. Now you might ask, what about exercise? Isn't that necessary? And yes, movement will always enhance muscle growth. But the beauty of this discovery is that even on days when exercise isn't possible, maybe your knees hurt, maybe you're recovering from surgery, maybe you just don't have the energy, this simple coffee ritual still works silently inside you, fueling your muscles. Think of it as turning your morning cup into medicine, not the bitter kind you swallow reluctantly, but the warm, comforting coffee you already love, only now it's fighting sarcopenia, protecting your independence, and literally giving your muscles new life. So here's the challenge. Tomorrow morning, when you make your coffee, don't just drink it the old way. Stir in 1 scoop of collagen peptides. Do it every day. Skip the sugar. Give it 2 weeks, then notice how you feel, how your legs carry you, how your energy rises, how your confidence in movement returns. This is not theory, this is biology. This is your body responding to what it has been craving all along. Because aging does not mean surrendering your strength. It does not mean losing your balance, your independence, or your dignity. With the right choices, with the right morning ritual, you can keep rebuilding, sip by sip, day by day. And it can all start tomorrow, with your very first cup of coffee. But here's the part that almost nobody talks about. Most people think muscle loss is about not going to the gym enough, or about not exercising hard enough. But the truth is, the biggest driver of sarcopenia is hidden inside your metabolism. As you age, your body's muscle factory doesn't shut down, it just runs slower. And it needs a very specific kind of raw material to get back to work. That raw material is protein peptides. Now imagine your body as a construction site. Your muscles are the building. To keep the building strong, you need bricks. In your younger years, your body could easily make bricks from almost any food, meat, eggs, beans. But after 60, the workers on your construction site get tired. They can't turn those foods into bricks fast enough, so even if you eat the same amount of protein, your body can't use it effectively. And the building begins to crumble. But when you add collagen peptides to your coffee, it's like delivering pre-made bricks straight to the site. The workers don't have to make them from scratch. They just take them and start building right away. That's why older adults respond so well to peptides compared to traditional protein. It's easier, faster, and more effective. Now here's where it gets even more fascinating. Collagen isn't just about muscle. It connects your muscles to your bones through tendons. It cushions your joints through cartilage. It strengthens the lining of your blood vessels. So when you stir collagen into your coffee, you're not just feeding your muscles. You're supporting the entire system that keeps you mobile, balanced, and safe from falls. Let me tell you about a clinical trial that changed how doctors think about collagen. Researchers gave older adults a daily collagen supplement paired with light activity. After just 12 weeks, participants gained measurable increases in lean muscle mass and, more importantly, their strength improved. We're not just talking about lab numbers, we're talking about real people who could suddenly rise from a chair more easily, carry their groceries without struggling, and walk longer distances without fatigue. That's independence. That's quality of life. But here's the cliffhanger. Even if collagen works this well, why do so many people fail to see results? The answer lies in how they drink their coffee. Too many seniors add sugar, flavored syrups, or heavy creamers that cause inflammation, spike blood sugar, and block nutrient absorption. It's like pouring water into the fuel tank of your car. It cancels out the benefit. That's why your morning ritual has to be done the right way. Stir in the peptides, skip the sugar. Use cinnamon or even unsweetened cocoa powder if you want flavor. That one decision can mean the difference between rebuilding your muscle or continuing to lose it. Now let's go deeper into why coffee itself is such a powerful partner here. Coffee increases blood circulation, especially to your muscles and your brain. This means when you drink coffee with peptides, your body is literally pumping those nutrients into the exact places they are needed most. And caffeine has been shown to increase fat metabolism, which helps spare muscle. In other words, it burns fuel from fat while protecting your muscles for strength. That's a double win. Picture this. Tomorrow morning, you take your first sip of coffee. The caffeine begins to dilate your blood vessels. More oxygen and nutrients flow to your muscles. At the same time, the collagen peptides you stirred in are broken down and sent to those very same muscles. They arrive like reinforcements, ready to repair damaged fibers and build new ones. By the time you've finished your cup, your body is already in muscle rebuilding mode. And the best part, you didn't have to step foot in a gym. But I want to keep you curious because there's one more secret. Adding collagen peptides is just the foundation. What you pair it with can multiply its benefits or erase them. And in a moment, I'll reveal the one nutrient you should combine with collagen in your morning coffee to supercharge muscle growth, and the one mistake that silently cancels it out. So what is the missing piece that can turn a simple scoop of collagen in your coffee into a muscle-restoring powerhouse? It's not what most people think. It's not more caffeine. It's not another spoonful of powder. The answer is Vitamin D. Now, why vitamin D? Think of collagen peptides as the bricks for your muscle house. You've got the raw material ready to build. But without vitamin D, the workers on the site are standing around, unable to lay those bricks into the walls. Vitamin D is the foreman. It directs the workers. It signals your muscle cells to use those peptides effectively, and it even tells your body to make more receptors for protein. Without it, much of the benefit you're hoping for simply slips away. Here's the shocking reality. Nearly 70% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D, especially if you live in northern climates or spend most of your time indoors. That means the majority of people adding protein powders or collagen to their coffee are missing the very switch that turns on muscle growth. You may be fueling your body, but the engine isn't firing. Now picture this, you're sitting at your breakfast table, the sun coming in through the window, sipping your coffee with collagen. But now, you've paired it with just the right amount of vitamin D, either from sunlight, a carefully chosen supplement, or even fortified foods. Suddenly, the peptides you just consumed aren't floating aimlessly in your bloodstream. They're marching straight into your muscle cells, rebuilding, repairing, reinforcing. Your body is finally listening. But here's where I want to keep you curious. Because while vitamin D acts like a green light for muscle building, there is also a red light, something that blocks the very process we've been talking about. And unfortunately, it's one of the most common mistakes older adults make at breakfast. They combine their collagen coffee with orange juice. Now you might be thinking, wait, orange juice, isn't that healthy? Here's the problem. Most orange juice, especially the packaged kind, is loaded with sugar. That sugar creates a rapid blood sugar spike, followed by inflammation, and inflammation is the silent destroyer of muscle tissue. It breaks down fibers, weakens repair, and overrides the benefits of collagen and vitamin D. So instead of strengthening your body, you're tearing it down sip by sip. So the secret is clear. Coffee plus collagen peptides, supported by vitamin D and free from excess sugar, becomes a recipe for muscle preservation and regrowth. And this isn't just about science, it's about your independence. Imagine walking into your kitchen a year from now. You pour your coffee, stir in your peptides, and know with every sip you're taking back control over your body, over your balance, over your strength. You're not waiting for muscle loss to creep in, you're actively fighting it. Now let's take this one step further, because if collagen plus vitamin D is the foundation, there's another ingredient that can supercharge the process even more. It's something hidden in seeds and nuts, often overlooked, but deeply powerful when it comes to protecting your muscles from the inside out. And I'll tell you exactly what that is next. So, what is this overlooked powerhouse that can take your collagen coffee ritual from good to extraordinary? The answer is omega-3 fatty acids. Now let's pause for a second. When most people hear omega-3s, they think about fish oil for heart health or maybe brain protection. And yes, that's true. But here, as the discovery that shocked researchers, omega-3 fatty acids also play a direct role in rebuilding skeletal muscle. Think of omega-3s as the oil that keeps your muscle machinery running smoothly. Collagen provides the bricks, vitamin D tells the workers where to lay those bricks, and omega-3s keep the entire construction site humming with efficiency. Without them, the gears grind. With them, muscle fibers are protected, repaired, and even made more flexible. In a landmark study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who added omega-3s to their diet experienced not only a halt in muscle loss, but in some cases actual muscle gain. And here is the part that matters for you. Omega-3s are found in foods as simple as chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. Imagine sprinkling a spoonful of ground flax or chia into your morning coffee right alongside your collagen peptides. Now you're not just sipping coffee, you're sipping a muscle-building cocktail. Picture it. You take a sip and inside your body, the caffeine is opening blood vessels, the collagen peptides are fueling muscle repair, vitamin D is signaling your cells to absorb, and omega-3s are reducing inflammation, protecting fibers, and smoothing the way for growth. It's like conducting an orchestra where every instrument is in perfect harmony. The result? Strength, balance, energy, independence. But let me keep you curious, because there's a catch. Omega-3s are delicate. Combine them with the wrong foods and you kill their power before they ever reach your muscles. And most people make this mistake every single day without realizing it. What's the culprit? Highly processed breakfast pastries and fried foods. These are loaded with omega-6 fats, which compete with omega-3s in the body. When you overload on omega-6s, they crowd out omega-3s, cancelling the benefits for your muscles. It's like inviting the wrong team to your construction site. They take over the job, but build with weak, crumbling bricks. So here's the golden rule. Coffee plus collagen peptides, support with vitamin D. Stir in or pair with an omega-3 rich food like chia seeds, flax or walnuts, and avoid those fried processed foods that block the pathway. That's how you turn a simple morning habit into a powerful anti-sarcopenia strategy. Now, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Why does this matter so much? Because muscle loss isn't just about losing strength in your legs. It's about losing confidence in daily life. It's about hesitating to walk across the room. It's about worrying if you'll trip or fall. It's about the fear of needing help for things you once did easily. And that loss of independence is what truly robs people of joy in their later years. But here's the hopeful part. With this one daily ritual, you can push back. You can keep walking tall. You can hold on to your freedom. You can rebuild day after day, sip by sip. And yet, I'm not done. Because while we've covered collagen, vitamin D and omega-3s, there's still another silent player in this game. It's a mineral almost everyone ignores, but without it, your muscles simply can't contract properly. And it may be the reason some people still struggle with cramps, weakness and fatigue, even after doing everything else right. So what is this forgotten mineral? It's magnesium. Now, why magnesium? Let's return to our construction site metaphor. We've got collagen providing the bricks, vitamin D directing the workers, omega-3s keeping the machinery oiled and smooth. But what happens when the lights go out on the site? The workers can't see. The machines stall. The whole operation slows down. Magnesium is the electricity. Without it, nothing functions the way it should. Here's what makes magnesium so vital. It controls how your muscles contract and relax. Every time you lift your arm, every step you take, every heartbeat in your chest, all of it depends on magnesium ions flowing in and out of cells. And here's the shocking truth. More than half of older adults are deficient in magnesium. The signs? Cramps at night, muscle twitching, fatigue, weakness, trouble sleeping, and in severe cases, loss of strength that looks almost identical to advanced sarcopenia. Now imagine this. You're adding collagen peptides to your coffee, you're getting vitamin D, you're sprinkling in omega-3s, but you're still magnesium deficient. Your body is trying to build muscle, but the switch won't flip. It's like pouring fuel into a car with no spark plugs. Nothing fires. So where do you get magnesium? Dark leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and even a little bit of high-quality dark chocolate. Here's a practical strategy. Add a spoonful of ground pumpkin seeds into your morning routine. Stir them right into your coffee with the collagen, or sprinkle them on oatmeal or yogurt. Suddenly you're giving your body not just the bricks, not just the blueprint, but also the electricity to run the construction site. But let's keep this curious, because there's a twist. Not all magnesium is created equal. Many supplements are poorly absorbed, passing right through your system without doing their job. That's why food-based sources are so important. Your body knows how to use nutrients from food more effectively, and when combined with collagen and coffee, they work in synergy. Picture the ritual now. Your cup of coffee holds collagen peptides, maybe a sprinkle of chia or flax for omega-3s, and you've added a touch of pumpkin seed powder for magnesium. You step outside into the morning sun for a few minutes to boost your vitamin D. In that single ritual, you've built a foundation for strength, stability, and vitality that could transform your day and your future. And yet, there's still one more layer to this story, because while nutrients can rebuild and repair, there's another force working against you every morning. It's not sugar, not fried food, not lack of exercise. It's something even more silent, something most people never realize until it's too late. Chronic inflammation. Inflammation is the invisible fire smoldering inside your body. It eats away at muscle fibers, damages blood vessels, disrupts hormones, and accelerates aging. And it can be triggered by common breakfast habits. Which habits? That's what we'll uncover next. Now, here's something that most people never realize. While we talk about building muscle and feeding strength, there is a hidden trap that can undo everything you're trying to achieve. It's not about the coffee itself, but about what we often eat alongside it. The wrong breakfast choices can set off what I call the inflammation trap. This is a silent force that doesn't just steal energy, it actively damages your muscles from the inside out. Every time you choose refined carbs, sugary pastries, processed meats, or overly sweetened creamers with your morning coffee, you are inviting a cascade of inflammation into your body. At first, you don't feel it. There's no sharp pain, no obvious warning sign. But quietly, these foods trigger low-level chronic inflammation in your muscles, your blood vessels, and even in your brain. Over time, this constant fire accelerates sarcopenia. Your muscle fibers struggle to rebuild. Recovery slows. The very tissues you're trying to strengthen are broken down instead. Think of it this way. Every morning is a fork in the road. One path helps your coffee become a muscle-rebuilding ally, fueling strength and healing. The other path, pairing coffee with the wrong foods, turns it into a trigger for silent muscle damage. Most people over 60 on a tea realize how much their breakfast habits dictate whether they are protecting their independence or unknowingly eroding it. But here's the hopeful truth. The trap can be avoided. Swap out refined carbs for high-fiber whole grains that steady blood sugar. Replace processed meats with protein-rich, anti-inflammatory foods like chia pudding, Greek yogurt, or a handful of nuts. And instead of sugar-laden creamers, try adding unsweetened plant-based milk, or even a dash of cinnamon, which not only tastes wonderful but reduces inflammation and improves circulation. When you make these small strategic swaps, your breakfast transforms from a hidden enemy into a powerful partner. Suddenly, your morning coffee isn't just a drink, it is part of a daily ritual that fights inflammation, protects muscle, and sets you up for energy all day long. What is even more fascinating and deeply concerning is that this conversation about muscles isn't just about your arms or your legs. It's about your brain. Muscle and brain health are intimately connected in ways most people never imagine. When muscles weaken, the brain suffers. And when the brain loses resilience, your risk of stroke skyrockets. Think about it. Your muscles are not just for movement. They are a hidden organ of metabolism, constantly releasing proteins called myokines, tiny chemical messengers that communicate with your brain. When you maintain strong, healthy muscles, those signals protect your neurons, improve memory, and sharpen focus. They even guard against the kind of silent damage that leads to strokes. But when muscles shrink from sarcopenia, that protective communication breaks down. Suddenly, the brain is left more vulnerable to inflammation, reduced blood flow, and clot formation. And here is where morning habits become so critical. A breakfast that triggers inflammation doesn't just weaken muscle. It cuts off those protective messages to the brain. Over time, this increases the risk of cognitive decline, memory lapses, and strokes. This is why researchers are now calling muscle the secret endocrine organ, because its health directly determines how well your brain functions and how long it stays resilient. But here's the inspiring flip side. When you nourish your muscles with the right nutrients, even something as simple as adding polyphenol-rich spices, amino acid boosters, or anti-inflammatory fats to your coffee, you are not only protecting muscle fibers, you are fueling your brain. You're improving circulation, stabilizing blood pressure, and even enhancing neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to repair itself and adapt. That means sharper focus today and a lower risk of devastating events like a stroke tomorrow. So every sip of coffee and every bite of your breakfast can either act like medicine, building a protective bridge between muscle and brain, or act like poison, eroding both in silence. That's why what you add, what you avoid, and how you start your morning may be the single most important daily choice for your long-term independence and vitality. Now let us put all of this into a daily ritual that doesn't just taste good. It protects your muscles, your brain, and your independence. This is not a complicated plan. It's a simple step-by-step reset that starts the moment you wake up. Step 1. Hydration. Overnight, your body has gone hours without water. Even mild dehydration reduces circulation, slows nutrient delivery, and can leave muscles and joints stiff. Begin your day with a glass of water, ideally room temperature, with a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon. This jumpstarts circulation, primes your kidneys, and begins flushing toxins while waking up your digestive system. Step 2. The coffee ritual. Pour your morning coffee, but don't stop there. Stir in 1 scoop of collagen peptides, a small sprinkle of ground chia or flax seeds for omega-3s, and a touch of pumpkin seed powder for magnesium. Skip the sugar. Skip the processed creamers. Add a dash of cinnamon for flavor and anti-inflammatory benefit. Every sip now becomes a targeted nutrient delivery system, fueling muscles and sending protective myokines to your brain. Step 3. Sunlight and vitamin D. Step outside for 10 to 15 minutes. Your skin absorbs natural sunlight, producing vitamin D that tells your muscles and brain to respond efficiently to all the nutrients you've just provided. If sunlight isn't an option, a high-quality supplement can fill the gap. But the combination of natural light, peptides, and magnesium is unmatched. Step 4. Anti-inflammatory breakfast. Avoid refined carbs, sugary pastries, and processed meats. Instead, opt for whole grains, eggs or plant-based protein, and antioxidant-rich fruits or vegetables. This meal stabilizes blood sugar, reduces inflammation, and sets the tone for muscle protection throughout the day. Even a simple oatmeal with nuts, seeds, and a sprinkle of cinnamon works beautifully. Step 5. Gentle morning movement. You don't need a gym session to benefit. A short walk, light stretching, or even standing and moving around while doing chores stimulates blood flow, activates muscle fibers, and signals your body to use the nutrients you've provided. This synergy, nutrients plus movement, is what turns passive recovery into active muscle regeneration. And here's the key takeaway. Consistency beats intensity. You don't have to do everything perfectly or push your body to extremes. What matters is creating a morning ritual that delivers nutrients, reduces inflammation, and primes your muscles and brain to repair, rebuild, and protect themselves day after day. Picture yourself weeks from now. You step out of bed without stiffness. You climb stairs without holding the railing. You carry groceries without fatigue. You walk into your kitchen, pour your coffee, and know that every sip is actively rebuilding muscle fibers, reducing inflammation, and protecting your brain. That is not just strength. That is freedom. That is independence. That is life lived fully, even past 60. So, my friends, let's step back and reflect for a moment. Coffee is already something that so many of us enjoy each day. It warms us, wakes us up, and connects us to our morning routines. But what if this simple ritual could do more than just start the day? What if, by adding just one powerful ingredient, you could transform your cup into medicine for your muscles, into a shield against weakness, and into a bridge to more strength and independence in your later years? The science is clear. Our bodies have an extraordinary ability to repair and rebuild, even after 60, even when exercise may not always be easy. By choosing the right foods and adding them to our daily lives, sometimes in the smallest, simplest ways, we can turn back the clock on muscle loss. We can fight sarcopenia. We can keep the legs strong enough to carry us, the arms steady enough to hold a loved one close, the back sturdy enough to keep us standing tall. I want you to remember this. Muscle is not just about power, it's about life. It's about being able to get out of bed, walk into the garden, carry your groceries, hug your grandchildren, or simply rise from a chair with confidence. And when you add the right nutrition to your coffee, you are making an investment in that life, an investment that pays off in strength, in vitality, and in independence. So tomorrow morning, as you pour your coffee, pause for a second, ask yourself, what can I add today that will nourish not just my taste buds, but also my future? Because sometimes the smallest changes are the ones that truly rebuild us from the inside out. Take care of your body, feed your muscles, and keep moving forward with strength. I'll see you in the next video.